Here's an ultimate overview of the best neighborhoods in Windsor, Ontario, or A-class in real estate investor terms. I was born and raised in Windsor, Ontario, invested in real estate here, and run the Win Social Realty team. After watching my videos, you are gonna know Windsor better than a local. In real estate investor terms, A-class neighborhoods are characterized by high property values, low crime rates, and are generally very desirable areas to live in. They're a great area for families to buy a forever home, not so great for real estate investors because the price point typically can't justify the rents you get from properties like this. Even though Windsor has a vacancy rate of 1.8%, luxury homes in Windsor tend to be a little more difficult to rent because of the limited tenant pool in that area. Comment down below if you want to see an overview of the areas that are great for cash flow. Now I'm gonna list these neighborhoods from most expensive to least expensive. Number 1 is LaSalle. This is the most expensive area in Windsor, Ontario by far. In my March 2023 edition of my Windsor, Ontario real estate price and neighborhood guide, LaSalle's average price was the highest at $637,000, with a maximum price of $1.15 million and lowest at $410,000 out of 14 listings. And if you want to see the full price guide, get it in the link below. This town has a population of 31,000 people and is well known for its excellent schools, trails, parks, and fancy houses. The new multi-billion-dollar Gordie Howe project is also in development near this area, and that is going to attract a lot of workers here. If you want the biggest house in Windsor and an affluent neighborhood, this is the place to buy. Number 2 is South Windsor. This is also a high-class area that's near LaSalle, but more affordable. The average home price here in my March 2023 guide was around $596,000. This area also has great schools, and people frequently come here for the school district. It's also close to the best shopping in Windsor, Ontario, including Devonshire Mall, Outlet Mall, Costco, Walmart, the Walker Road Plazas, and many more. I find myself driving out there a lot for my everyday shopping needs, so it's very convenient if you already live there. It's also a good neighborhood if you're a cross-border worker because this is the closest A-class neighborhood to the tunnel and the bridge. Number 3, Tecumseh. This town is on the very east end of Windsor, Ontario, and it has a population of about 24,000 people. It's cheaper than LaSalle and South Windsor, but it has a very similar feel to LaSalle. You're typically going to see a lot of newer homes being built in this area, and you have a lot of trails, parks, and great schools. Number 4, South Walkerville. This is the oldest neighborhood in Windsor, Ontario, and you'll frequently see Victorian mansions and smaller wartime homes here. The wartime homes will typically run around $400 to $500 on average, and with the larger Victorian houses, you're looking at least $800,000. So if you're into an older neighborhood, older homes with a lot of character, this is a great pick. Something to note is that there are a lot of old trees in this neighborhood, and that is something to take into consideration if you do buy a home here. It could pose a risk to your house, and it's not uncommon to see these trees fall on power lines during storms, but that normally happens about once a year. Number 5 is half of Devonshire Heights. This half of Devonshire Heights is close to Devonshire Mall. Once you get to the east end of Devonshire Heights, that's closer to Walker Road, that's considered a B-class neighborhood and has smaller and cheaper houses. There are a lot of quiet cul-de-sacs in this neighborhood, and you'll typically see a raised ranch home that is 1990s or newer. There are also a lot of semi-detached houses and split-level homes if you wanted something more affordable in this neighborhood. This is literally within walking distance to Devonshire Mall, which is the largest mall in Windsor, Ontario, and you have good access to the Walker Road Plazas as well. If you want convenience and affordability, this is a great area. Number 6, East Windsor. This includes the Forest Glade and Riverside areas. I actually grew up over here, and this is a great family neighborhood and one of the most affordable A-class areas in Windsor. There's great school districts, great parks, and it's close to the new Stellantis electric vehicle battery plant. I anticipate that demand in this area is going to skyrocket because of that plant nearby. There's going to be 2,500 people looking for homes here. This area has a lot of 1960s raised ranch and split-level homes, so if you want something more affordable, this is a great neighborhood. Make sure to sign up for my Windsor, Ontario real estate price and neighborhood guide. It's completely free, it's updated monthly, and it's a great way to learn the market. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, you might want to check out these ones over here.